Hello, everybody. Okay, it says I'm live. Sorry, I'm just moving my microphone to make sure you guys can hear me okay. Hello and happy Thursday. Today is September 8th. So we are headed really into what we call the fall season, right? Because kids are back to school and we're getting back into the hang of things from summer. So welcome back for those of you who are here. I'm very excited to be talking today about why you should be advertising on Facebook. So an email is going out today to my email list. If you can sign up for that by either taking my quiz or doing one of my downloadables, you can find all my downloadables at kendracorman.com/resources. And you can get on my email list. And I talk a lot about different things. And the email today is actually about why you don't need social media. So you don't need social media. There's a lot of reasons you don't necessarily need social media to grow your business. But even if you're not posting regularly, it's not a bad thing to have Facebook ads as a potential way to grow your email list. I love using Facebook ads to grow my email list. I've not spent thousands of dollars or anything crazy. I've spent a couple $100 this year to help fuel the growth of my email list. And I have more than quadrupled my list this year. So I think that that's really important to share. So let's talk a little bit about why you should be advertising on Facebook. So I have a few notes here. Number one, your customers are most likely on Facebook. I don't know about you guys, but I hear a ton of people talking about how they're getting off of Facebook. Yet Facebook has still got a ton of users logging in every day. And when you're advertising on Facebook, you're also advertising on Instagram. So a lot of the people that I talk to that left Facebook have gone to Instagram. So that's one way to think about it too. Because 80% of all internet users are still using Facebook. And they get over 1 billion unique users logging in every day. Odds are your target audience is there, right? Facebook is one of the most targeted ways to reach your audience. I don't know about you, but if you put an ad in the newspaper or you do an every door direct mail, which are two of, every door direct mail, definitely one of my top favorite tactics for people outside of email marketing or direct marketing, direct mail marketing is another one of mine. Unless they're on your list, it's hard to target, at least really specifically, right? Because there's only so much information that you have about households and what they do and things like that. You can get a lot of information from the US Postal Service. And if you are interested in doing things in a regional manner, every door direct mail is a great way to do that. But it's one of the most targeted ways to reach your audience. Think about someone that's into home and garden. If you're looking for, and I've got notes, so bear with me. If you're looking for someone that's targeting weight loss, well, you could find someone that's looking at eating well, health and wellness, healthy diet, healthy food, physical exercise, physical fitness, sugar substitutes. You could follow someone if they're into fitness, CrossFit games, CrossFit Central, CrossFit Sport, CrossFit Training, BeFit, Beachbody. Let's see, Bikram Yoga, bodybuilding, Bowflex, Fitbit, Fitness Magazine, Fitness and Figure Competition, half marathon, yoga. Like there's a million different things that you can target within the world of health and wellness and fitness and weight loss. I'm trying to, if it's nutrition, vegan, clean eating online, gluten, Chris Carr, Michelle Tam, me eat paleo grubs, paleo on the go, sorry. Paleolithic diet, plant-based diet. So, the paleo diet, the paleo mom, the paleo secret, vegan nutrition, vegetarian cuisine. It's like unlimited the number of people that you can do. Do you need to target people in relationships? Divorce, legal separation, divorce court, relationship status, divorce or separated. Marriage, you can do a ton of marriage boot camps, marriage, relationship status of married or unspecified, dating. You can look at blind dating, eat, pray, love, Hinge, love, uh, and then Bumble, relationship statuses of divorced, married, single, widowed. Yeah, all of those actually probably have some people in it that are dating. But for parenting, for moms, 24/7 moms, baby center, baby games, life of dad, little passports, um, private university, public university, scary mommy, scholarship, simple homeschool, test preparation, the children's place, toddler approved, toilet training. For almost anything that you want to do, there is a group on Facebook. And if you are interested in advertising on Facebook, and you have questions about your target audience and stuff like that, let me know. I'd be happy to go ahead and review that with you and tell you all of the different groups that I've found that you can target on Facebook. But again, whatever it is that you're looking for, odds are you can target it to some extent on Facebook. Thankfully or not thankfully, depending on your perspective, Facebook has gone ahead and gotten rid of some of its targeting groups so that you can't get as specific as you used to be able to. People do talk about the Apple iOS 14 update. So I talk a lot about the Apple iOS 15 update in my presentations. The Apple iOS 15 update is all about email, right? And Apple iOS 14 dealt with app tracking. And so one of the big things there with the app tracking was that is that it's harder for them to track conversions. It's still possible. It's not exactly quite as correct as it used to be, but it's still close and you can still do that. Okay. Another reason to advertise on Facebook. So again, we've got your customers are there and it's targeted. So we went over a lot of different groups that you can target just within the parenting and the health and wellness space, which are really crowded areas to be. But it's affordable. It's really inexpensive. You can scale your ads based on how they do with no commitment at all. So I was talking to someone that did a type of direct mail and they're like, well, we require a 3-month commitment. Okay, I get it because you need a certain amount to really create that level of engagement and stuff. So that's important. But there are, again, there's a lot of things that you have to try for 2-3 months to see if they're working. Whereas with Facebook, you can make adjustments and turn it on and off based on your needs with no commitment. You could spend $5. You could spend $5,000. You could spend $500,000. Again, it's all up to you and what you have. It's fast. So you could start advertising. You could actually set it up right now. To do it right, if you've never done it before, probably takes about an hour to get it set up. But if you've done and have your Pixel operating and things like that, you can have an ad running in probably less than an hour, probably about 20, 30 minutes. You can have something up and running. You can drive awareness, conversions, people stopping by your store, whatever it is that you're looking to achieve with your marketing, Facebook advertising can do it, which I think is really key. It's measurable. Who doesn't want to know where their business is coming from and what's going on? It's really important, I think, to go ahead and have things that are measurable, and Facebook ads is one of those things that's really measurable. You can grow traffic of your blog, your website, your podcast, whatever it happens to be, you can send traffic there, which is really good. And then my final reason of why you should be advertising on Facebook is that it is pay to play. So it's harder to get organic engagement nowadays than it ever was before, partially because they want you advertising. And so that's a really good reason to get exposure to the information that you have to share and the value that you have to share with your audience. So again, why should you be advertising on Facebook? Lots of people are there. It's one of the most targeted ways to reach your audience. It's affordable. It's fast. You can change your ad and your goals and where you're directing people based upon what you're trying to achieve. It's measurable, and you can send people anywhere and grow that traffic, which increases your search engine optimization and a bunch of other things with social or with SEO, I should say. And then again, it's harder to get organic engagement. So if you're spending time posting and investing time and effort posting, you really want to think about upping your game on Facebook so that your message can be shared and be more clear to other people. So these are the reasons that I'm saying that you should use Facebook ads. It's not hard. I think it's really about what you want to do and what you want to achieve. That's the most important piece. I'm making a banner really quick so that you'll have this. But I did promise a special announcement last week, and I do have a special announcement. Actually, I've got two announcements. So number one is my new free webinar on list building tips is going to be how to create the perfect lead magnet while meeting your customers where they're at. Is going to be September 21st and 22nd. It's the same webinar. I have it in two different places that's available. Oh, Carrie, sorry. Thank you. I'm sorry. I just saw your comment. Thanks for tuning in. What do you recommend as a daily spend? So I always recommend starting with $5 a day and then working it up. One of the things that a lot of the people that I follow and trust, and one of the things I'm actually working on is adding what's called like a tripwire or a tiny offer or something like that to where I drive people to. So I'm not a big fan of driving people to my blog. I'm not a big fan of driving people to my podcast. I want to drive people, if I'm paying for your information, which I am getting you there, I want to drive you to my lead magnet so that you sign up for my lead magnet and I at least get your email address, right? Because that's what I want, because I want to be able to talk to you continuously. And then that way I own that information. So I sort of basically bought it off of Facebook. And then, so that's one of the things that I do. And then the tripwire is something actually that I'm working on. And that is after someone downloads that, doing something else that's like $5, $7, $9, $17, $29 that they would pay for that helps offset the cost of your ads. And then you can go ahead and reinvest those in ads. But you can start for as little as $5 a day. Depending on your goal, it really depends. So I am working on my new email course on List Building 101 that's going to be announced at the end of my webinar. I'll give you guys all a little sneak peek as to what's going on. And so I'm expecting to spend a couple $1,000s over those 2 weeks, potentially. So we'll see how those go. This will be the first time that I'm doing that at a major level, but the conversions are more expensive. So conversion ads are definitely more expensive. If you're just trying for awareness, then you can actually get away for pretty cheap, $5, $10 a day. Right now I'm spending about $10 a day. I'm going to start advertising my webinar. I've got like 3 different ad sets out there designed that we'll be testing. You guys may see my ads if you're on Facebook for my webinar, going to a warm audience and a cold audience. The cold audience is that targeting I was telling you about. And the warm audience, I've created lookalikes for people on my email list and people that have interacted with my Facebook and Instagram profile and things like that. So creating those types of audiences, also working on a retargeting audience. So all of that just really depends. But again, I recommend starting really small, $5, $10 a day, and then increasing your investment. So that's usually what I do with my clients. If it's working really well and we're getting good results, then that's awesome. One of the things to think about is what you're selling and what the margin is on it. Okay. So I don't want to, pay $1,000 a lead and spend $10,000 for something that costs $200, right? So we really want to think about what you're bringing in from a revenue standpoint, where that margin is, and how you can create that. I hope that helps. If it doesn't, and you have other questions, just let me know and I'll be happy to answer them. And then when it comes to, again, so kendracorman.com/webinar. So I'm going to be talking about meeting your customers where they're at. We're going to be talking about how to design the perfect lead magnet and then where you should share that lead magnet once you've posted it, because I work with too many people that post it and don't do anything else. So one thing at a time. But that's a little bit with where we are headed, and I'm super excited. So it'll be September 21st and 22nd, same webinar 2 times. The only thing that's going to be different are the Q&A at the end based upon what you guys ask me. And then if people on the 22nd are a little bit quiet, they're going to get the questions from the 21st. So let me know. And if you can't make it, there will be a show up bonus. So you'll get an extra free gift, I guess, for showing up to the webinar, which I would look forward to. If you show up live, if you don't show up live and can't make it, I totally get it. You will get the recording. So it will be recorded and available for a short period of time afterwards. And then again, I'll be available to answer any questions. My webinars are extremely informative. I do believe that adding value is the most number one thing to provide whenever you're creating anything. So hopefully you'll get a lot out of it. I know I wrote it last weekend and I'm very excited about it. So hopefully you will be too. I look forward to seeing you. And then the second announcement that I have is that I am going to be changing my live videos a little bit around. I have my podcast. I released 2 podcast episodes a week, and it's just a lot to come up with. The interview for the podcast, my little podcast marketing tip, and then also the live video and coming up with the content for that. It's been a lot of work, and I have a lot of clients and a lot of other things to be working on. So I am going to be scaling these back and doing these a little bit differently starting in October. I am going to be finishing out September, but I'm going to be doing this a little bit differently. Probably moving the day and time potentially. I don't know yet. But it's really going to be leveraging the content that I'm also sharing in my podcast so that I can build on that and answer any questions. For those in my closed private Facebook community, I will be doing monthly Q&As. So I will be live there answering questions once a month because I think that will actually be a little bit more valuable for people. And then I will be, again, leveraging more of the content that I do in my Tuesday tips on my podcast for some more recorded video and be sharing more of that out. If you have any questions or if there's something that you're looking to have me highlight, please let me know. I'd be happy to cover that. But again, I think it's all about sharing with you guys as much information as I can. If you do want to check out my podcast, you can do that at imperfectmarketing.kendracorman.com or search for Imperfect Marketing wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. I hope to see you at the webinar in a couple of weeks or on my next live next Thursday. See you later.